Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing universe. And welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today, I decided to shake it up a little bit and decided to have a guest. And, I'm just going to segue into this is that, we talk about our bodies and the wisdom that it holds within ourselves. And, did you know that we have the capability to heal ourselves? No, seriously, we are wired to heal, yet we've been duped into believing that that's not possible or it has to happen with some external force. And I'm just really delighted to have my guest today, Donnielle Carter, who is a renowned expert in body awareness and energetic communication. Your body is always speaking to you, but are you listening? So I'm really excited to have Donnielle here. She is going to share powerful insights.
Wait, let me light the incense.
I like the incense because we may need it. Uh, um, let me back up. She's gonna share powerful insights on tuning into your body signals and releasing resistance and embracing a more intuitive approach to health. And that is so important because we don't listen to that intuitive ability.
No.
So, with increased energy and a greater sense of care in your daily life, whether you struggle with physical discomfort, stress, or simply want to feel more connected, this conversation is for you. So, I welcome you, Donnielle, to the Dr. Dolores Show.
I am so excited to be here. I love listening to your show, so I'm excited to actually be speaking with you during your show.
Well,
I love
that's
what
really cool.
I love, I love
And
your
so,
content.
share more about your background because I think that's really essential and important, and just so the audience has a better idea of who you are. And I feel I could have read your bio, but I feel when you talk about it yourself, it's like you're telling the story of your life. So please go
Yeah,
on and share that.
I would be happy to. And it's so interesting. I have been working in the field of bodies for like 35 years now. And because my mother at the age of 12, my 12, not her 12, excuse me, she became a nutritionist. And then from there, she actually was doing a radio show on health and bodies since I was 12 years old. And so I spent every Saturday from the age of 12 till I went to college. And then after I came back from college, even working on it then, every Saturday with my mom. Sometimes she would have an hour show or a 3 hour shows. And so I really got to dive into this world of bodies and all the different things out there and some of the weird things as well. Um, People always ask me to write a book about the little stories that I've encountered with my mother because you go out to the desert and you find some guy and who's a genius and he has no shirt on but overalls and he's built this machine with a crystal and you get in it. Yeah, I've done it all. I've done it all. And but what was really fun, what was really interesting about all of these Saturdays, all of these times with what I called my mother's experts, I didn't like that I had a body. I didn't like my body. I was constantly judging it. I was constantly ignoring it. I mean, I brushed my hair, brushed my teeth, and put clothes on, but that was really about it. And I had learned that we were supposed to tell our bodies what to do. And I mean, all my mother's experts, they were fantastic people. I mean, they were healers, they were trying to help people, absolutely. But I never really learned until I started studying energy many, many, many years later about what if your body has a consciousness of its own.
Mm.
And I was like, no. You mean this thing that I ignore? I'm supposed to tell it what to do. I'm supposed to force it into subjugation. What are you talking about? It has a consciousness of its own. Is it going to get up and walk away? You know? And so it was really exciting. So about, oh gosh, 16 years ago, I started this journey of working with energies and bodies and then working with your body. I mean, and now I'm the nationally board certified health and wellness coach and have all these different certifications, but it's truly just this working with your body and doing things with instead of for your body or to your body. That has changed everything. And I've been able to travel the world and do a bunch of things of facilitating this for people, of introducing them to their body. Sometimes I'll even be like, hi, Bob, this is your body. Body, this is your infinite being. Have a good day. And they're like, what? So it's been kind of fun. And my body's been with me along the way, right?
Oh, yeah, your body. I mean, people don't realize sometimes that, there's such a huge disconnect between, our head, our heart, and our gut.
Yeah.
And what is just really crazy is that, I call them talking heads because it's just like they're so disconnected from the rest of their body that
Yeah.
the body's doing its own thing and the mind is doing something else, and they're not playing nicely in the sandbox at all.
No, no, no. And it was, and it's so funny because when I first sat down to really connect with my body, and I do suggest people do this, I sat there one day alone in my office and just lowered my barriers and went, hi, body. At first, I felt like an idiot because I'm like, I'm talking to my body. How glad no one's around but the cat. But what was interesting is the longer I sat there, the more I swear to goodness, I went, oh my gosh, I have a body. I could actually perceive it in a totally different way instead of this wall of separation that so many of us have created.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree with you, Danielle, because it's like we've been programmed to believe that it's, your mind. I think we've over exercised our mind,
Yeah.
in humanity, where it's like we have been programmed to just you have to be highly intellectual, you have to be very smart and bright, but yet we've missed the whole component of the alignment and the integration of everything, because it's like
Yes.
it's a fragment of the whole instead of. And so we're kind of topsy turvy,
Hmm.
meaning we're lopsided with so much emphasis on the mind. It's got to be a balance. And
Absolutely.
I feel that, circling back to what you're saying, like many people, introducing people to their bodies, the longest, relationship you're ever going to have in your life is the one you have with yourself. And that includes your body, mind, and
Absolutely.
soul. And
Absolutely.
the thing is, but people, people, are looking outside of this whole, um, I want to say platform, to find what they're looking for. And
Yeah.
yes, maybe you'll have some temporary success, but what I say is temporary. It's never going to be lasting because, it's not sustainable outside. You need to come within and have that, develop that relationship with yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, and it involves your body. One for me, one of the pivotal turning moments was my mother asked me one day, my sweet mama. I was brilliant in creating her as a mother, let me just say that. But so she asked me one day, I think I'd already graduated college. Anyway, early 20s, and she asked me, she's like, "Can you tell me 5 things you like about yourself?"
Ooh.
And I'm like, "Sure, I guess so if I have to, because I was in a weird place. I'm like, force me to look at this." And she goes, so I listed off the 5 things. I don't remember what they were. And she goes, "But do you realize everything you said was about your thinking and your mental ability? What about
Interesting.
you? What about your body? I hadn't listed about kindness or anything like that. Or I was just, I can think, I can problem solve, that kind of stuff. And she's like, what about your body? What about you? And I'm like, what?
Mm. That reminds me of something that one of my mentors said to me like 25, 30 years ago. It said, "How are you being?"
Hmm.
That's like one of those things. And, oh, I'm just, it's like you automatically pop into your mind. I believe what being is like the essence of what you are and who
Yeah,
you are that radiates out from you.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's fun. I know you do a lot of guided meditations, and I do a lot of them. I do some myself on Wednesday mornings a lot. So I did one this morning for people because it's Wednesday. And what's fun is we talked about being, right? It's like just the subject of this one was actually on self-esteem. And so we
Mhm.
talked about how we're always saying like we have to do enough to have the value to have self-esteem, instead of just, no, you exist, you have value. And it's really cool. And in those, you'll love this, Dolores. I actually I have people include the body the entire way.
Mhm.
I'm like, because your body's giving you information. Your body's there to support you. Your body's contributing. Don't leave it in a meditation. Be with it
Mhm.
and see what else,
Don't
how further you
abandon
can get.
self. No abandoning self.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, but it's so true because uh, I believe that in our society, and I really feel I strongly feel this is happening today. That's like this old way of thinking and beliefs and stuff like that, and programming is dissolving, and we get
Mhm.
to live and witness this right now.
Yeah.
And we are in a very, very pivotal time in humanity's ascension where, you know, it's about incorporating, doing something new and embracing these concepts
Yeah.
because I feel this is where, our lasting health and wellness is going to come from.
Absolutely. And it's been exciting. I've had the honor of watching the evolution of health, wellness, consciousness, the integration of it. I've had the honor of watching this evolution. I mean, I remember when yoga was weird, when there were fringe dwellers and those long-haired hippies who don't shave their armpits or doing the yoga, right?
I believe you, and I know that's true.
Right? And so because of my mother's journey, I was along the way. And
Yeah.
so I got to see that. And so you are so right. And you know what else? I've noticed it getting faster,
Oh my God. It's just like buckle your seat belts,
right?
everybody, because it's like we're in for a ride. And it's just like, and you know what? Make sure your feet are up because if your feet are dragging, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's almost like no more sitting on the sidelines, folks.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's the call to action right now.
Yeah,
This is the time that we've all been waiting for. And it's incorporating and what we could do, individually is such a huge part of the whole. People don't realize it because I think people feel like, well, I'm just this one person and I'm not going to make a difference. I have news flash for you. You make a huge difference.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that we can actually have these conversations now because, we used to not be able to, or we would be like in the basement or whatever. But everybody absolutely does make a difference because, when we're talking quantum physics or in the quantum field consciousness, when you make a choice, it becomes available for everybody to make a choice.
Spot on, spot on. And
Yeah.
we're gonna just go segue to our first break. So hold that thought, Danielle, and we're gonna come back and talk more about that. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. Today I have a special guest, Donnielle Carter, who is she integrates the body into everything, and she teaches us how to communicate better with our physical body. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll share some more.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today we're kind of spicing it up a little bit. And I have a guest, a special guest. Donnielle Carter is here talking to us today. And the topic of our show is listening to your body's wisdom. So,
Yes.
Before break, we kind of talked a little bit about Danielle's background, and she was really blessed to have a mother who was avant-garde in her time. So,
Yes.
and of course, good job in picking her out too.
Right? I know I
Because
made at least one good choice in my life.
there you go, because we all pick our parents out,
Mhm.
even though you don't remember that. And it has led her on her journey to where she is today, where she's able to assist people to reconnect with their physical bodies and actually befriend them. So
Yeah.
before, we went on break, we were in the discussion about the being and doing aspect. And I really think
Mhm.
maybe we should talk more about that, because
Love it.
I believe we've been duped in to believing that we always have to be in motion and doing something in order to be considered a valuable
Right.
product of our society. So what's your take on all of that?
Well, I love the word that you use, duped, because it is. It's like we've been fed this big old lie and told it's just the truth. Don't ask questions about it. Just believe what you've been told, right?
Mm.
Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I might be. Hee hee.
You
Anyways,
you too.
right?
Don't tell anybody.
Hmm.
Oh God. Anyway,
We were bred to be spicy, yeah.
yes.
Not our talk. Anyways, yeah, absolutely.
A good
And
one.
absolutely. We did touch on that briefly about we have been sold a bill of goods, duped, that it's only what we do that makes us have value. And so many people have like, I have to achieve this. I have to have this much money. Or one of the big ones, I have to always be giving to charity. I have to give to others, and we exclude ours. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am all for contributing to other people. Absolutely. Be a good source in the world. But it's all about the physical doing of it instead of the contribution that you be. Because I know I have worked with so many people, and I'm like, do you know that you change the world just by walking through it? You
Yes.
don't even have to do anything. It's your very being. I mean, yeah, it may be a quote unquote doing if you smiled at the cash register person, and then they're like, oh my gosh, you saw me.
Hmm.
Wow. And like you validate them just for being alive, and there's nothing else. And you're like, hi. I literally had people go, hi. Like, because I would meet their eyes, they're like, what? Wow, hi, hi. And then they're drawn to you. So it's like that way in your very nature, just by being, you walk through the world influencing things. And as I said right before the break, I also know that in that quantum field where, I've been studying a lot of quantum physics lately because I'm a big old nerd, but it's where consciousness meets science, right? And it makes it very just true. And I know that when you make a choice, when you think something, you become reveal something, you have this energetic aha. Even if you never talk to another person or put it out there, or write a book or do a podcast, it's out in the ethers and it becomes more available for other people to choose it. And so, in that, to have value, all you have to do is truly be the brilliant, beautiful being that you are in the world and walk through it, having and living your life. And so, yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Oh yeah, I find that it's just been very interesting because, I kind of got a download back, I want to say probably about 20 years ago about the whole doing versus being and the doing and the being thing. And I had been teaching it for a very long time. And it's kind of interesting because as time has evolved and progressed forward, it's like we lived through COVID because we were on a trajectory before COVID that people were going to probably self implode themselves because
Yeah.
they're constantly whirling dervishes in like doing, 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 doing. And, from a healthcare perspective, we know that motion and doing, it's like you're in major stress mode.
Yeah.
Okay. When
Oh,
you're in
yes.
major stress mode, your immune system gets compromised. When your immune system gets compromised, guess what? You get sick. So it was really interesting watching corporate America trying to squeeze blood from a turnip, literally, and trying to, push and create more and push and push. And it's just like you exhaust your people. So it's like a lot of times people who are involved with that type of scenario, they were exhausted. They
Yeah.
knew that they were in motion, but they didn't know how to get off the doing mobile, so to say.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then again, because they knew that they needed to, but yet they didn't know how to. And then COVID came, and guess what? Everything stopped abruptly for like 2 weeks. So the doing mobile stopped, but yet these people were still kind of in motion because of the continuous automatic response that they have.
Hmm.
Very challenging for people to sit still and just be.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a
And
lot of
a lot of people,
interlooking.
yeah, well, to be and just be with themselves. So it's like, it's almost like being in motion is a distraction from getting to have a relationship with yourself because, maybe you don't want to open Pandora's box because it's going to scare the shit out of you and you'll
Right?
think the lid is never going to shut. But newsflash, it does shut and you do move through it. And it's
Yeah.
actually a lot more, um, I want to say, this is the foundational piece to creating a better balance within ourselves. It's about reacquainting yourself with yourself, for lack of a better description. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we distract ourselves with so many things.
oh my
We
God.
distract ourselves with living our life, quote unquote, money too, of how to distract ourselves from the being, from looking that inside or whatever. And it's really been interesting how many people I've discovered they're like, I don't want to know what I have to say, and they won't connect with their bodies because they're afraid of what their body has to say. And so here's something that I thought was really grateful for in during COVID is because I've been doing body classes and all that kind of stuff. And before COVID, I had much more of a convincing people that there was value to these classes, that communicating with your body and all that kind of stuff, right? But during COVID, they took bodies away. Because one of the things I do in my classes is I teach people how to touch again with a non-judgment, just with energy and just with non-judgment of each other and just, touch, right? Like even just giving a hug. And so when they took touch away, when they took the bodies away, everybody went scrambling for bodies. They missed that interaction that they didn't even know they had in any level. And so after that, people are like, oh, there's something about bodies. I'm like, yes, there is. I have some information for you.
Interesting. So, there was some gifts that came out of that whole
Yeah,
experience. And that's how I look at it because, across the gamut, I mean, being in healthcare, this is where they really stepped into doing virtual visits.
yeah,
Okay. It had been there and available for 10 years prior to that, but, it wasn't even considered because there was no financial revenue in it. But yet, once COVID hit, this was they had the infrastructure set up in order for this to happen, which was perfect.
yeah,
So it was like technology really advanced to where it is today because of that. But also, I think people, a lot of people woke up during that time
absolutely.
and realized that there's more going on, and the outside world sometimes is not aligning with what you truly are sensing within yourself. And it was like the time for people to expand and grow and discover.
To
So,
discover and to start trusting themselves. And you know what's interesting? One of
yes.
the many things I study and I have classes on is called energy of words. So it's like what energy are you pulling up with the words you're using, right? So
Yep.
what's interesting is during COVID, when everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, it's the apocalypse, we're gonna die," whatever, right? I looked up the original definition of apocalypse. It means to reveal. It's not
Ah,
the end of the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So as you were talking about like people discovering this and yeah, that
Well,
apocalypse revealed things.
yeah, and it's really kind of funny because the apocalypse is probably revealing all the hidden things that were always
Exactly.
there.
Yeah,
But to them, that's the end of the world for some people. You
exactly.
know
I
what
can
I'm saying?
absolutely, like I said, I totally see how the train went to the
Oh,
end of the world.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I thought that was fascinating. Then like it's to reveal. I'm like, yes, we're revealing so much. So yeah.
Yeah. So, and more is going to get revealed as time goes on because I feel, you and I both live in the US of A,
Mhm.
and there's a lot going on,
Just a
politically
little.
right now, but even globally, there's a lot going
Oh
on
yeah.
from that. So it's in interesting times that, we exist. And circling back to just our bodies and stuff like that, we talked about this before too. It's just like we are so instrumental in contributing to that collective. So,
Mhm.
it would be kind of cool to do a process if you're open to that, maybe when we come back from our next break, if you're up to that.
Sure. What kind of process you want? I'm up for anything. I'm
It's
easy.
just like I'm going to leave that up to you. And I know we talked a little bit about words too. Let's talk a little bit more about that. But when we
Okay.
come back after our break, we'll do a process. I know that words have a lot of energetic
Oh
components to them, and I think for me, it was a huge wake up call probably about 20 years ago when I read a book, The Power of Words.
yeah. Hmm.
And I was just like floored. And I was just like, yep, that's true. And we have a tendency to do self talk to ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Well, talk a little bit about that. We have just a little bit of time before we break, but,
Yeah.
just highlight
And
on that.
and that's one of the main things I always focus on with people is it's like, what are you saying to yourself? If whatever you're saying to yourself is expanding your universe and making yourself happy, it's true. But if what you're saying to yourself makes you want to go back to bed, stop being a self bully and
Ooh,
change the words that you're using.
ooh, I like that.
Because there's a big difference between self bully and true vulnerability. or like looking at the situation you're in. Because you can be like, yeah, I probably should have made another choice in that, and be truly looking at it and not judging it. But the second, if you want to go call yourself a dumbass or something like that because you did that, that's when you're judging and you're being a self-bully. So it's like,
Oh, yeah.
really look at the words you are saying to yourself. Does it make you happy? Or does it make you want to crawl in the corner and rock and cry?
Well, there you go. And we're going to just segment off to our next break right now. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're on Inspired Choices Network. And I have a special guest today, Donnielle Carter, who we're talking about listening to your body's wisdom. So when we return, we're probably going to spice it up and do a little process. And we'll see you on the other side.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today we have a special guest today, Donnielle Carter, and we're talking about listening to your body's wisdom. And before our break, we were talking about being and doing, but also the vibration and frequency of words. And so we're going to just step back in where we left off about the words part, and then I'm going to invite Donnielle to do a little process for us, so you could get a little taste of what she kind of does.
what I gotta do.
Kind of.
Yeah, and so at the heart of really of what I do is a lot of inviting people to actually listen to their bodies. Because, as you said in the description, invite people to listen to the wisdom of their bodies. And, I mentioned earlier, it's like, what if your body has a consciousness of its own? And people are like, what does that look like? Is it like zombies? I'm like, well, no. I'm like, does the planet have consciousness? Well, yeah. Do plants and animals have consciousness? Yeah. It's like, well, your body's made up of those same cells and molecules. Why would they not also have a consciousness and a connection to that energy everywhere as well? And a lot of people think when I talk about communicating with their body, they do it like, the communication hat trick. Body, what it wants to wear, what it wants to eat, and who it wants to shag. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because your body, we're on this planet with this body, and so many people view it as a source of limitation. But what if it is a source of possibility and a source of information, and it helps you thrive in this reality? Because we do it so often subconsciously, meaning, all of a sudden you get chills and you're like, oh, something must be scary or whatever. It's like, this is your body communicating with you because it's also in tune with that energetic field. And so it's giving us information about things around us, about you, about it, about other bodies, about other infinite beings, about the earth, about animals, about quote unquote physical structures of buildings. I remember one time when I was in Costa Rica, and I was just in a pissy mood. It's just one of those, and they're like, my friends were like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know, I'm just and then I just I didn't even go to dinner. I just sat in my room and sat cross-legged on my bed, and then all of a sudden the chandelier started swaying, and I'm like, I'm so mad I'm warping the vibrational frequency. But then I realized that the earth was having an earthquake.
Yeah.
And that's my body, my irritation, because it started like my body was just irritated. Earth and my body were having this conversation and going, hey, Donnielle, guess what? We're going to have an earthquake. I'm like, no, I'm mad, right? And so it's really about developing the trust of that. Instead of going, oh, I got mad. It's like, oh, body, what are you telling me? Right? What's going on? What's the earth telling us? And so if we do want to do a process, one of the first places I always suggest people do this is to start connecting to their bodies. So if we want to do that, I like walking people through what for some people is the first time they really perceive the energy of their body instead of just that solid piece of flesh, which on a base level, and you know this, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you have all those physiology things. There's so much space in the cells of our body. We're actually more space than solid, but we try to make our body solid. I find that hilarious.
That is hilarious.
And so, so a lot of people make it this solid thing they're lugging around. And so if we want to, we can go into that of walking people through that process of connecting with their bodies and really inviting that conversation and beginning to trust it. Shall we do that?
Absolutely. Let's go for it.
All right. So anybody who is able, please go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to ask you to lower your walls and barriers. And go ahead and make a physical connection with your body. You can place your hands on your chest, hands on your thighs, hands on your face. Give yourself a hug. Just kind of touch your body and go, hi, body. So take a moment and just be really present with your body. Let all distractions fade away. And take a deep breath and go ahead and expand out. Not outside of your body, just expand your universe, expand your awareness. And now include being present with your body. Feel your hand on your body wherever it is. Lower any barriers that might be coming up. And just really say hi to your body. And any judgments you maybe have of like, I'm talking to my body, or this is uncomfortable, or anything, or you're afraid of opening this door, just go ahead and turn and release that. And just say hi to your body and then be present. And begin to perceive your body from the toes to the top of your head, not just the outside of it, but open yourself up to beginning to perceive the energy of it. There is so much motion and flow and space within your body that we try to make this solid thing. Now take a moment and allow your body to say hello to you. And some people, the first time they do this, they might have a barrier come up. Go ahead and lower that barrier. I have never found a body that has been mad at an infinite being. So lower those barriers and go ahead and allow your body to say hello to you. Nothing more, just hi. Greet each other. Just stay present with that for a moment. Begin to perceive the walls of separation that we've created between communication and being present with our bodies to disintegrate. Now, if you like, express gratitude to your body. Thank you, body, for being my companion since the very first cell came together. Thank you, body, for carrying me through this life. Now take a moment and allow your body to express gratitude to you. And don't worry, you don't have to hear anything, see anything, or even feel anything. Just allow the energy exchange of gratitude. Because trust me, my friends, your body is grateful for you. Grateful that you're opening this door to really listening and communicating, because we asked our bodies to be here on this planet, to work with us, be with us, gives us information, and our bodies are so excited to be that for us. So just take that moment and be present. Let the energy flow between you. Let this energy of oneness and communication infuse your universe. Infuse your body till your body tingles, and you, the infinite being, tingle. I know I asked us to close our eyes at the beginning, but we can have our eyes open and be magic. I ask you to close your eyes just to help us get to those different frequencies quicker, but please know that when you open your eyes, the magic does not stop. This communication, this connection, it's just the beginning, my friends. So with another thank you, body, go ahead and take a deep breath and open your eyes whenever you're ready.
Wow. That was pretty incredible, Donnielle. Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing it.
I really could feel that landing into my body, and I could feel the whole connectedness, and I could even feel the gratitude. It's interesting that it's a lot of this is telepathic. I feel that people need to know that. It's
Yes.
not about forcing it. It's just when you are able to say something, it's the energy that the essence that goes out that you receive that, and that's the beginnings of telepathic communication. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to go on our next break, our last break of the episode. It's like this has gone by so fast. Then thank you so much for sharing that expertise. So you're listening to
Yeah.
the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And I have my delightful friend Donnielle Carter today with me. So when we come back, we'll wrap it up and share some other insights. And Donnielle will tell us where you could get in touch with her. So stay tuned and we'll be back for more.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. Sorry, on Inspired Choices Network. Sorry, it's just like, oops, glitch. Thank you, Mercury in retrograde. Anyway, today we have our special guest, Donnielle Carter, and we've been talking about listening to your body's wisdom. And it's so essential because I believe that there's been such a disconnect
Yeah.
for eons between our mind and our body, and they're like doing loop-de-loops of two different things, and they're not
Yeah.
joining together. And it's really about embracing, marrying the two together,
Mhm.
and so they could play nicely in the sandbox. So,
Absolutely.
so before break, Danielle led us into a process that allowed us to learn how to tap into our bodies and to gain some of the wisdom that we have for ourselves. But we're getting ready to circle the corral here at the end of our show. And Danielle, just talk about how, if people want to work with you, how do they get in touch with you, or what do you have for an offer, or anything you want to share?
Oh my gosh. All right, so probably the best way to get a hold of me is to go to my website, Donnielle.com, DONNIELLE.com. And I have the fortune of having a unique name, so I actually got my URL, which is very exciting. I know, right? Or you can always email me, hello@Donnielle.com. And I have lots of stuff. Obviously, I do coaching, I do classes, and all of that kind of stuff. But one thing, since we've been talking about it, one thing and I've been doing it for almost 4 years now, is something called Body Bit Chat, and it's a free daily email from your body. It's a tidbit of information that I just kind of download and be like, it speaks from your body. So if people want to check that out, they can go to my website and find it. It's called Body Bit Chat. And like I said, it's free. It's Monday through Friday. And yeah, it's been an honor. And I actually put in the logo translated or transcribed by Donnielle, because I'm like, I don't do this stuff. It's so funny to watch me whenever I'm like writing them, because I'll be like,
Well, it's channeled. What do you expect? It's just like
absolutely, absolutely. But so it's a lot of fun. So people can check that out. But it's at Donnielle.com, which is fun. Because it's so much about working with your body, being with your body. And that little guided thing that we did, I actually highly suggest starting the day with it or ending the day with it. It doesn't have to be that long. You can simply put your hands on your face and go, thank you, body. Right? And it's a fun little connection energy to start your day with and end your day with, and be grateful that your body stuck with you throughout the day.
Especially if we think it's misbehaving when it's not.
Right? Because
Yes.
it is. And this is the beginning of the communication, because your body will tell you so much if you're willing to listen. And this is the start of it.
Absolutely. And it wants to be heard as well.
Yes.
Just like we want to be heard,
Yeah.
like it wants to be heard as well too. So
We asked it to do this. Let it do it.
yeah, just allow it to be there for you, and make sure that you befriend it and have it as part of your best friend campaign.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because like you said, we're with our body our entire lives. And my sweet mom, she used to say, be nice to your body. Where else are you going to go?
That's right. You have to have a place to live.
Yep.
You're in the Hotel Donnielle. Hotel Dolores.
Exactly.
And then when you have babies, you're in the Hotel Mom.
Yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
my God, that's for another conversation.
That is another conversation.
So anyway,
When your body has two voices because you're pregnant.
Exactly. It's just like you think you're really schizophrenic then.
Right.
All right. So tell us about the five, you said
yes.
something about follow-up tips. So what, just give us some follow-up tips as we end our show here.
Absolutely. So you want to strengthen that communication with your body. And so one of the ways I suggest strengthening it is talk to your body and say, body, what would you like to wear? Because who wears the clothes? You or your body? Your body wears the clothes, right?
Right.
And so when you're opening up that door to communication like that, if you will ask your body, would you like to wear? And then go with whatever you receive, what energetically feels correct, put that on. You'll know it's successful communication when it feels good on.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you put something on and it's like, did the elves come in and re-sew this? Then it's an indication that your body may not want to wear that. So it's like, just practice that kind of stuff. And so it's in a very pragmatic, easy way. So you're opening up that door even more.
Cool. Very cool.
And I could go on, but I know we're out of time.
Yeah, well, we're getting close to that. So, last words that you'd like to share with the audience, some words of wisdom.
Your body's not mad at you. I've worked with so many people, and so many people are hesitant about working with their body because they're afraid of opening up. It's like, I've been so mean to my body all my life. I don't want to hear what it has to say. It's like, you know what? Your body is not judging you like you're judging you. So please, your body's not mad at you. Open up to the communication and see what it can contribute to the creation of your life.
Those are good words. And it just made me think about something. We project onto our body.
Absolutely.
But our body's smart. It doesn't take it on as its ownership.
Exactly. And it doesn't give it back to us.
There you go. So anyway, well, you've been listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And I've had the pleasure today of having my special guest, Donnielle Carter. So I invite you to go and explore and reach out to her. And she also has a show on Inspired Choices Network.
And you're going to be on mine.
Yes. So go definitely listen to her wisdom and make it a wonderful day. Take care.
Thanks, Dolores. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.